Are you ready to dance with dragons? Be more than human. And welcome back to the channel. I am J.R. Carroll, the author of the More Than Human novels, and today we are here to talk about George R.R. Martin and A Dance with Dragons, the so far final book in the Song of Ice and Fire. And so people have been talking about George is, 1,100 pages in, 400 pages out from finishing the next book. But I recently finished, A Dance with Dragons, and I have to say it might be my favorite. I know a lot of people say A Storm of Swords is the best, but this one is right up there. I really, enjoyed this. We have Daenerys,
Man who fights for gold can't afford to lose to a girl.
who is going back and forth trying to decide should she unleash her dragons or unchain her dragons, or should she keep them locked up because some things have been happening, some people have been getting hurt, but then also they've been trying to push her into marriage, and she's like, no, I don't need a husband. I'm the Khaleesi. I'm the breaker of chains. So that she goes back and forth fighting on that, and then of course we also have Jon Snow.
I need to tell you something.
Who in this book is fighting with the White Walkers, but also him and Stannis Baratheon are butting heads, and Jon has to decide, does he give up the wall to Stannis, or he has this thing where he's still loyal to the wall, he's still loyal to the Night's Watch, and has to kind of navigate, okay, we have to defeat this foe, but also what am I going to do with Stannis? I think that's one of the most complex and most interesting stories that goes on within this book. And then of course you have Tywin, who
I am the gift.
ends up getting captured, tossed into like a wine barrel and shipped overseas, where he has to now mingle with people he can't speak their language. He's fighting with himself in his own head about, well, I killed my father, banded my everybody, like I'm an outcast now, what am I gonna do? He even contemplates suicide a little bit, but then comes to his senses and he's like, I'm the smartest person around here, I'll figure out a way. Which normally he's one of my favorites, but in this I don't know why it didn't really connect with me as much. Maybe it's because like he's so down on himself the whole time, and not saying that he doesn't have a reason to be, but that's really just not my type of Tyron that I like. And then we have Bram, who is continuing beyond the wall, trying to find the three-eyed raven and the children of the forest, but he's also going back and forth with his own mind, how he's able to enter people and animals, and it's almost like he's getting addicted to it, and that becomes a big problem later on through this book. And then you have Davos,
Then we're fucked. Best hurry.
who has been a really big part throughout the whole story, but now he's captured and kind of taken out of the limelight for the most part. And then you have, which I think was the most interesting story in this book, was Theon.
Name Reek.
Theon, aka Reek, as he is renamed by Ramses. He is tortured mentally, physically, emotionally, and he loses his mind as to who he is, but then begins to capture it back. But he's still he's given multiple chances to kind of escape, but he has that where he's just like, it's a trap. If I take this way out, he's just gonna catch me and he's gonna flay skin off my hands and off my fingers again, and it is heart wrenching. I mean, we don't like the guy, right? But it's like at some point you're just like, man, when is enough enough? But this book overall, even though we go from like the shortest book back up, another 300 pages longer this book was than Feast for Crows, I felt like the pacing was better in this book. And now I am, like all of you who have finished, am sitting back here and just like, now what? Like, and I can definitely see why people are mad, because it's like, it's not like he ended, stopped writing on a bad book. I mean, this was an amazing book, and I don't say that about a lot of 1,000-page books. But let me know, how are you guys? Have you guys finished, or have you caught up? What is your favorite book in the series? Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And more importantly, be more than human.